Arthur in New York City, Dennis Prager and Kate O'Byrne. Hi.
Hi. The situation in Harvard, he actually said something more harmless than has been reported, showing that the situation is even worse than what you described. What he actually said was not that women are less able in science. He said it's possible they're more men are more spread out, more dummies, more geniuses, same average. But so that to me is a very harmless statement. He's not saying women are less able than men.
He never said less able.
Of course not. He said exactly it might be owing to these cognitive differences, which of course do show up on these tests. It turns out that men are overrepresented at the very top in math and science ability and are also at the very bottom. So there are fewer women at the very top, which, as I said, he was standing on solid data, which, as I said, Nancy Hopkins couldn't stand hearing about. But there are other interesting things. When you look at women who are gifted, do test at that highest level in math and science, and this makes perfect sense to me. They also tend to be more verbally gifted than men who are similarly gifted in math and science. They're more verbally gifted, sort of better rounded, and they have different career aspirations, due in some part probably to their multiple skills. They might not be drawn to a career in science and math, owing to, as I said, their more balanced sorts of skills. It says nothing about the individual attributes of any individual man or woman. He's just talking about on average.
Exactly. All right, let's go from schools to families. You speak about the assault on schools, families, military, sports. Families, quickly.
I quote the women who say that children don't need fathers. They believe that. I quote them. I name them. Father,
can you give us an example? Give us an example.
The example of a father is a retrograde sex role.
No. An example
they also don't much think children need mothers.
Of a feminist who has said that.
Well, now, when the group, the National Fatherhood Initiative, a wonderful group that's working specifically with low-income communities, trying to bolster the image of fathers, reminding people how badly fathers are needed. They had a innocuous ad campaign about the crucial role fathers play. Now staged a big protest. This is the modern women's movement, because children, as I said, don't need fathers. It's a retrograde sex role. They also don't think children much need the full-time attention of their mothers. Look at the attitudes and the difference in attitudes towards marriage and families. As I said, this is what our kids are being taught. One study of 20 textbooks used in 8,000 college classes on marriage found, on average, one page in these textbooks devoted to the benefits of marriage, despite everything we know about its health, economic, and emotional benefits, and on average, these textbooks devoted 12 pages to the problem of domestic violence. Only a third of high school girls now believe that they'll lead happier, fuller lives if they marry. It used to be that a majority of young adults, 18 to 34, Dennis, believed you should wait until you're married to have children. Now only 40% of young women believe that. And, of course, when they're telling girls that you can go it alone, boys are listening too. Boys are listening to the notion that children don't need fathers. This, of course, contributes, too, to what's happening to our boys in school. Half of them do not have fathers in the home.
Wow.